question that I get asked a lot is, why is my dua not being answered? And I really want to get into that video today. Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. I'm coming to you today from the beauty of nature. Nature always inspires me to think of Allah's abundance. When you look at how beautifully and intricately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed every living thing, it makes you realize, Ya Allah, whatever I'm asking for in my dua is so easy for you. Whatever difficulty, whatever difficulty I have, whatever it is that I'm struggling with, it is so easy for you to resolve. It's a reminder to me to call on Allah, to ask Him for more of His blessings, to ask Him for a way out of whatever challenge I'm experiencing. So a question that I get asked a lot is, why is my dua not being answered? I've made some notes here as well for you guys, if I don't drop everything. So there's a few reasons here. Now, I want to preface this by saying that Allah knows best. Every person's situation is different. Maybe there'll be one or two of the things that I cover here that applies to you. Maybe it's all of it. And sometimes it might be something that we have no knowledge of. When you're developing a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through dua, you are learning to trust Him, to trust His process, to trust His timing. So as much as I've tried to cover some of the main aspects, also surrender to the fact that only Allah knows why He does what He does. Part of faith, part of yaqeen is knowing that even if you don't understand something, you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wisdom more than you trust your own wisdom. You trust His timing more than you trust your own desire. And is this easy to do? No, this is not easy to do. It's a real test. This is sometimes how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us. He wants to see whether we trust Him implicitly. We trust Him completely. And dua can be a beautiful mechanism to that. So I'm going to cover a few different things. Why is your dua not being answered? Prefacing it by saying that only Allah truly knows the reasons, but these could be some of the reasons, right? The first is, and it's one that I think most people tend to think about, is it may be something spiritual. In the sense that, actually, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to leave that because we're going to build up to that. The first is, when you say something like, my dua is not being answered, and it's a very human thing to start to feel hopeless. But there's a hadith that says that your dua will be answered as long as you don't keep saying that your dua is not being answered. So by you constantly doubting it, by you not having that absolute certainty that Allah will answer it for you, you are not trusting Allah. You're not trusting the process. And something to remember is that sometimes Allah will give you exactly what you want. Sometimes He will give you something better. And sometimes He will reserve the reward for you in the akhirah. I want you to start changing the way you speak about dua. So instead of saying, oh, my dua is not being answered, say, my dua, I haven't received the thing I've asked for yet. But you know what? I'm trusting in Allah's timing more and more. I trust, and I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to keep asking with certainty. So this is the second reason. The second reason maybe your dua is not being answered is, do you really believe that you can receive what you're asking for? And I mean, really, do you genuinely believe? Maybe you're asking for a spouse. You're asking to get married, but you keep thinking, there's no good men out there. There's no good woman out there. It's too late for me. I'm too old. I'm too whatever. All the men out there are looking for somebody younger and more beautiful. All the women out there are looking for XYZ. If you are constantly having these self-defeating thoughts and don't truly believe it can happen for you because the world is too this and the world is too that, then you're not asking with certainty. You believe what your eyes are seeing in the reality around you more than you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be frank. Truly, you do. And so start to ask with certainty, even if you feel like what you're asking for, you don't know how it can happen. Maybe you want your business to really take off, but you keep telling yourself businesses are closing down and the economy is bad and people don't have money and blah, blah, blah. But say to Allah, Ya Allah, I know what I'm asking for. It seems very big to me, but to you it's very small. To you, it's very simple. Expand me. Make it possible for me. I'm struggling, Ya Allah, to see how it's possible, but grant it to me. Despite whatever my beliefs are about it, change my beliefs. Change it so that I can see it as something possible. Change my beliefs about marriage, if that's what you're seeking. Change my beliefs about money, if that's what you're seeking. Change your beliefs about health. Maybe you have a health issue and you keep being told that what you have is incurable. By the way, I went through that, subhanAllah. Maybe let me know if you want a story time about that. I used to have a debilitating autoimmune disease and I've been living symptom free, subhanAllah bihamdihi, for I think it's about 9-10 years now, alhamdulillah. That's a story for another day. But I was told it was incurable. I was told there was no way around it, and Allah did cure it. Maybe a part of you is asking for shifa. You're asking for good health, but at the back of your mind, you keep thinking, oh, I don't know how it's going to happen. I need to just accept this. I need to just accept that it's never going to happen. That's not for me. That's for the elite, pious people. Stop it. Stop it. Your certainty that Allah can give you what you're asking for and that He will give you what you're asking for needs to be something that you consistently work on. It's not something that's just going to come and smack you in the face. You need to consistently work on it. Every time you have self-defeating thoughts, sometimes in your dua, shaitan is waswisaying to you, telling you, it's too big. Turn to Allah. Say to Allah, Ya Allah, I'm struggling to see how this is possible. You turn my thoughts, change how I think, change how I see this so that it's more realistic for me. And every time you have that waswisa from shaitan or from your own nafs saying, oh, I don't think it's going to happen, again, it's your job to manage those thoughts. It's your job to turn yourself towards certainty and make sure that you are reading inspiring stories of how so-called impossible du'as have been answered. I have a video here on my channel about an so-called impossible dua that became manifest, alhamdulillah. Listen to more stories like that. Read the stories in the Quran of Zakaria alayhi salam and Ibrahim alayhi salam and others in the Quran who received what they were asking for after it seemed impossible. And let that inspire you. Alayhi salam made his dua to Allah to have a child in his old age while him and his wife were in their very, very old age when it would be considered impossible. I mean, if somebody in their old age says that they want a child, you're going to be, bro, you know what? That ship has sailed. Like, come on, let's just come back down to earth here. But Zakaria alayhi salam had been asking for many years, and for whatever reason, in Allah's wisdom, in His divine wisdom, He knew that it was not the right time for them. Subhanallah. That's Zakaria's alayhi salam's surrender. But that didn't stop Zakaria alayhi salam for asking. He had been to see Maryam alayhi salam, who was in his care. And when he went there, he saw the most beautiful, fruits that were out of season. And he said to Maryam alayhi salam, how did you get this fruit? It's out of season. Where did you get it? And she said, my Allah provides. Literally, Allah used to send it to her. And that inspired him. Seeing that, he went, okay, Allah. I see you. I see the situation and how you made it possible for Maryam alayhi salam. I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask this impossible dua. And when he made that dua, he even said, my hair has gone white. I'm really old. I'm frail. I don't see how it's possible for me to have a child. My wife is barren. She's in her old age. I don't know. Ya Allah, you make it work. You give it to me. And Allah granted it to him. So certainty is something that you have to build, something that you have to work on moment to moment every time those negative thoughts and the waswisa come to you. Now the next reason, so build your certainty. How certain are you? Are you actively working on your certainty? When you keep working on your certainty, you will see more du'as become manifest. The next thing is action, right? Action. You need to take some effort towards what you're asking for. And this varies according to situations. But I mean, if you're asking Allah for a lot of money in your business, what action are you taking in your business? Are you just procrastinating and not taking action, going, well, I'll just see, maybe Allah will just spontaneously make amazing customers or clients come my way? Or what effort are you making towards it? And that leads me to the next one, your identity. Sometimes Allah is not giving you yet what you've been asking for in your dua, not because He doesn't want you to have it, but because you're not yet at the state where you are ready to receive it. And He is preparing you for what you're asking for. And sometimes when you ask for dua, and sometimes you guys ask me, but Zaahida, I've been asking like crazy. I got this one specific question where someone said, I've been asking like crazy, and not only am I not getting what I ask for, I think I'm getting the opposite of it. You may think it's opposite, but maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting you through some kind of circumstance that is going to build the skills and the resilience and the tawakkul that you need to become the person, to shift your identity so that you become the person who can receive what you're asking for. So keep that in mind as well, right? And then there may be a spiritual aspect to this, something that you're engaging with in your life that you need to change. If you are consuming riba, if you are consuming interest, that is something that you need to change immediately. And you may say, Zaahida, I can't change it immediately. Does that mean that I should just stop making dua for things and I'm never going to ask for what I'm asking? Never going to receive what I'm asking for? What I'm going to say is start prioritizing dua to get you out of riba. If you are in riba, if you are engaging in something that is compromising your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in something haram that is compromising your relationship, and you know it's gnawing at you, you know when there's something standing between you and Allah, ask Allah, turn to the one who is in control of your nafs. Turn to the one who is in control of your heart. Ask him. You can't do it on your own alone. You're thinking, no, you know what? I'm going to power through. I'm going to use my willpower. I'm going to stop doing this thing. And when I stop doing this thing, then I'm going to double down on my dua and I'll be ready to ask, excuse me. You don't have it in you. You can only do it if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the strength to do it. So how do you get the strength from him? You ask him. You actually prioritize. You prioritize asking Allah to give you the strength to leave the sin, to leave the bad habit that is placing a block between him and you. And then it may sound counterintuitive. You're like, no, but how can I ask him to stop me from doing this sinful thing? It's so disrespectful to Allah. Bro, do you understand who Allah is? He is in control of you. If you ask him to place in you the strength, the resilience, whatever you need, remove this bad habit. If you engage in riba, ya Allah, change my circumstances, change it. Got me so much barakah in my rizq that I can leave this. Make it easy for me. Whatever I need to change, however I need to grow and shift, grant it to me so I can leave this sin. Seek Allah to change your heart and your mind about this. There is no one else you can seek. If you're going to rely on yourself, it's going to be really hard. Why would you rely on yourself when you can rely on Allah, when you can ask him? And then you make the effort, and then you make the action, constantly seeking his help throughout it. So that's a really important part, the spiritual aspect. This is a reminder for you. Get things in alignment, right? And don't think to yourself, well, how is Allah going to answer my dua about changing my heart when I haven't changed this? Bro, it's like, just focus on Allah. Focus on how great he is. Focus on how amazing he is and how he can rewire your mind and turn your heart back towards him. Okay, the next reason might be is that maybe Allah wants to give you something better than what you're asking. So leave some room in your dua. When you're asking Allah for a specific thing, some of you get really tied up in asking for, I want to be with that one specific person. And hey, I hear you. I hear you. Like the heart wants what it wants, right? I hear you. But you keep asking for that person and saying, Ya Allah, why aren't you giving me that person? Maybe that person's not right for you. Which means, should you give up on the dua? No. Ask Allah, give me this person or someone who is even better than me. And if this person is not good for me, detach my heart from them. These thoughts that I constantly have about them, take them away, Allah. Make my heart attached to the person who is going to be amazing for me. So keep some room in your dua, like where you're surrendering to Allah. Some of you sometimes ask me, well, if I keep asking for that thing, am I not going against Allah's decree? No. But ask Allah for what you want and also ask him for whatever is best for you. And don't say, Ya Allah, if you want to give me this thing, give me this thing. No, ask what they can. Ya say, Ya Allah, I really want this thing. I really, really want it. But Ya Allah, if there's something better for me, if there's some better way you can get me what I need, then grant it to me. I surrender to your will, but Ya Allah, I want the love, I want the appreciation, or I want the amazing business, or I want the health. So you get it to me in the way, through the means that you know is going to be best for me. And then just remember that Allah really wants to hear your voice, okay? Make sure that you're not becoming one of those people who only asks when you have a need, and then when Allah gives you that and your dua becomes manifest, you're like, okay, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm done. And you stop calling on Allah. Are you still asking Allah even when He gives you what you want. Don't be one of those people who says, okay, Allah gave me what I want. Now I'm just going to go and live my life. And when I need something, I'll come back, because I don't want to be ungrateful. I don't want to keep asking Him and bothering Him. What? Excuse me? Do you understand who Allah is? You can never bother Him. Okay? If Allah has given you something, show your gratitude in obedience to Him. That's how we show gratitude to Allah. Praying your salah, staying steadfast even when your nafs and shaitan is waswisaying to you to come off the path. Acknowledge that it was Allah who gave you what you asked for. Yes, you took action. Yes, you made effort, but it was Allah at the end of the day. Acknowledge that and then ask for more. Ask Him for barakah in the blessing that He gave you. Ask Him for other things, right? Don't stop calling on Allah just because you got what you want. Don't be a seasonal dua maker, because Allah loves hearing from you. And if you're going to be that person who only asks when you have a need, then maybe Allah is going to delay that need, because that's the only way you get the blessing of asking Him. And Allah loves you so much that He wants you to constantly call on Him and get the blessing and the reward of that. But you just, every time you get what you want, you abandon dua. Don't be that person. Keep asking. Ask for more. Every time you have a dua that becomes manifest, use that as evidence that you should ask more. Double down. Don't just double down when you don't get what you want. Double down when you do get what you want. Ask for more things. Have a bigger vision for your life and for your akhirah, and double down on it. Okay, so these may be some of the reasons. Like I said, sometimes in your particular situation, maybe some of these, as you're listening to this, it applies to you and you're like, you know what, that's me. Some of it was me. Maybe all of it is you. And also remember, Allah is the best of planners, and He knows best what is good for you and I. So maybe sometimes He knows best why He's delaying a dua. Trust Him. That's the objective here. Trust Him. Okay, I'm sending you so much love and du'as. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.